Live from the Nat Holman Gymnasium on the campus of City College of New York, CSI Sportsnet is proud to welcome you into coverage of the 2017 CUNYAC Postseason Men's Basketball Championship Tournament Semifinals. Tonight, it's the top-seeded CSI Dolphins taking on the number 4 seed Baruch College Bearcats for the rights to advance to the CUNY Championship coming up on Friday evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm David Pizzuto alongside Mike Babuski. And Mike, the CSI Dolphins are here again at the City College of New York, a familiar kind of scene for them here. They're constantly among the top of the CUNY standings. They're playing a team, likewise, Baruch College, that is also usually in the top of the CUNY standings. But, Mike, when we get to this gym, when we get to this time of the year, throw the records out the window, throw the seeding out the window, basically, it's anybody's tournament.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins have gotten a bye directly into the semifinal round, and Baruch was able to get here by edging their way past John Jay the other night. But, you know, like you say, Dave, when you get into this game, when you get into the semifinal round, you know, it's a round that anything could happen. And, you know, before we even get into that, we should talk quickly about last night's game, because the College of Staten Island, you know, struggling a little bit, had lost their last 2 regular season games to drop into 3rd place, but were able to have a nice win in the play-in round on Saturday and really came back and did a great job against Lehman College last night. And, you know, we saw several of the ladies here today, but just a great job by the women's basketball team and to go to the finals for the first time since 2006.
And the CSI men are hoping to make the trip as well. Mike, they'll have a tough Baruch College team to do it against, and we'll talk a little bit about both teams as we head in. But, Mike, let's talk a little bit about the elephant in the room, if you will, when it comes to CSI. They've been off for an awful long time. 12 days now idle between their last game against Lehman College and here tonight. Some people would argue thing, well rested. While other teams have to play, you're there sitting and scouting. Other people will say it's better to play, especially when you're on a win streak that the Dolphins are on 13 straight games. What do you make of it?
Well, you know something. The one truism is if you're not playing, you can't lose. And, you know, in the way that this conference is and the way the teams are so close together, you know, I'm not sure that having this time off is a bad thing. Now, you look at the CSI Dolphin team, Dave, and they really clinched the conference left in the regular season, and with 3 games left they had mathematically locked up the conference, but yet they continued to play well throughout the remainder of the regular season, finished up with a nice win against Lehman College. And yeah, you're right, Dave, in a perfect world you'd certainly want to have a little more play in regular games, but we had an opportunity to speak to a couple of the men's basketball players on Saturday, and, you know, they insisted, you know, that they were practicing really hard against each other and working really hard. So you're going to have to trust the fact that they'll be able to keep themselves in game-time shape and ready to go. And, you know, they're going to be in for a real battle here tonight.
And one player who needs to be in game-time shape, Mike, is Frank Schettino, and Baruch is going to have to be up to the task of stopping him. Very few teams have been able to do it. He's averaging over 18 points per game for the Dolphins, 9.4 assists, leads the nation. Chances are if you want to stop the Dolphins, you have to stop him. Not a lot of teams have had success. What do you do to neutralize?
Well, you know, and Schettino's had 2 great games against Baruch College as well, Dave. In that last home game that the Dolphins played back on January 4th, he scored over 20 points in that game and had a whole load of assists. And then in that Baruch game on the road, he really played extremely well. I think he finished with 31 points in that game on 10 of 19 shooting. So, you know, a really good job by Schettino against Baruch here tonight. And, you know, Baruch comes in with several players as well, but, you know, you really have to like the way the Dolphins have been playing. They've been playing very efficiently offensively, Dave, and we know that the Dolphins are playing best when they're playing well defensively. And I thought they played pretty well defensively their last few games as well.
As we mentioned, the Dolphins are on a 13-game unbeaten streak. They roll in 16-0 in the conference. But, Mike, like we said to open this program, doesn't matter what your regular season record is. There's a team in the house that wants to take it all away from the Dolphins. That's Baruch College. They have a dynamic senior in Chima Ekekabar. This is a team that was predicted to finish first in the conference during the preseason coaches poll. This is a legit team ready to knock off the top-seeded Dolphins.
Yeah, and you know, Dave, you mentioned the fact that they had to play in a very tough game against John Jay here earlier in the week. The the Baruch Bearcats got out to a big 14-2 lead in that game, but it was a game that went back and forth, and John Jay was able to come all the way back and actually led by a point in that game with just a few minutes left before the Bearcats were ultimately able to put them away. So Baruch is coming in. They're coming in with a mini 4-game winning streak of their own, Dave, and they're going to come in and play a Dolphin team that's now won, I believe, 13 in a row and has not lost a game, Dave, in 2017.
All right, we will break these two teams down further as we get set for opening tip. About 3 minutes away from that, what Mike and I will do is step aside. When we come back, we'll have opening tip right here from the Nat Holman Gymnasium at the campus of CCNY. It's the Dolphins and Bearcats coming up next.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would having their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked. Thrown up against a wall, punt.
1999. One-on-one has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-one has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of quality health and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to...
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays it. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Advanced Android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your core box another life. Recycle.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Love is love.
This is why you took the second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
One-on-one is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-one has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-one has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of one-on-one is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
Most party fouls? Not a big deal. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Welcome back to the Nat Holman Gymnasium here on the campus of City College of New York, the neutral site for the 2017 CUNYAC Men's Basketball Championship Tournament. Tonight, it's game one of a semifinal being played here at CCNY. It's the Dolphins taking on the Baruch College Bearcats. David Pizzuto alongside Mike Babuski here. Mike, this is the 18th postseason meeting between these two teams, the most of any pairing in CSI history. The Dolphins have had success against Baruch. They've won 12 out of 17 former postseason games. They're 10-3 against Baruch on neutral sites. They're 2-0 against Baruch this season. But somehow, some way, Mike, we know this is going to be a close one here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Dave, it's hard to believe, but you got to go all the way back to the 2012 year when these two teams last met in the CUNYAC tournament. The Dolphins won that game by a final score of 73-63. So it's been quite a while since these two teams have played, Dave, and you know, quite a while since the Dolphins have won a game here in this CUNYAC tournament, as they're looking to break a two-season losing streak and get back into the finals here tonight.
Yeah, and 3 years ago, the Dolphins were able to make it into the CCNY and win a game, but it's been a while. They lost in the opening round 2 years ago at the Sports and Rec Center to York, and then of course the Dolphins had a bye last year, similar to this year, and lost to the eventual champion Brooklyn College. So Dolphins are looking to kind of charter uncharted territory for many of the players on this Dolphins roster. Mike, the starters are being introduced at this time. Baruch has been introduced. We're waiting for CSI now. Why don't we take a look at the starters as well?
Thanks a lot, Dave. First, for the number 4 seeded Baruch Bearcats, it'll be number 1, Jack Sixsmith. Number 2, Bryla Page. Number 13, Dwayne Birdie. Number 32, number 32, Chima Ekekabar. And number 33, Alan Villar. For the Dolphins, Dave, no surprises in the starting lineup. Number 1, Khalid Baum. Number 3, Eden Bracic. Number 4, Frank Schettino. Kavan Murphy, I should say, of course, and Robert Rossiter. And, you know, we mentioned before, Dave, the Dolphins coming in a 13-game winning streak, have not lost in 2017. Their last loss coming in the finals of the CUNYAC, or I should say in the Tournament of Heroes at the Sports and Recreation Center. So Dolphins really coming in, firing on all cylinders, really playing as well as you can be playing, Dave.
Absolutely. Mike said the lineup's pretty similar for both teams. Mike, one notable player who's not in the starting lineup for Baruch, and he hasn't been starting as of late, is their dynamic point guard, number 14, Doyen Isaac. Isaac is second on the team, averaging 12.6 points a game. He missed a good 6-game stretch for for Baruch right in the middle of the season. He missed that second game against the Dolphins. Since then, he hasn't started, but he will come off the bench. He's a fantastic player that Baruch missed in the second time that they played CSI. Floor, they are wearing their road dark blue uniforms, white trim, and the Dolphins will be wearing their home white. On your screen, they'll go from left to right. Baruch will go from right to left. We're happy to bring it to you. Dave Pizzuto along with Mike Babuski. We will be here again on Friday should the Dolphins advance, but we'll be here for the Women's Championship as well.
Yeah, Dave, you know, we had a chance to mention the women just briefly in the pregame show, but really a great job by them as they came out and, you know, played the defending champions, Dave, a team that had just defeated them a week earlier, and really came out, did a great job, took a 4-point lead after one quarter, never looked back, and had a convincing win, and they'll charge into the finals against Brooklyn College this Friday night.
Chima Ekekabar and Kavan Murphy will be the ones jumping it up for both sides respectively. The ball is up. Baruch will get the first possession. Jack Sixsmith will control, and he drops it straight up for Ekekabar. Lots of passing here on the top of the arc. It ends up going back into the hands of Sixsmith with 15 on the shot clock. Bounce pass over to Page. Top of the arc, now back to Sixsmith in front of the CSI bench. The give inside to Ekekabar, back up top. Sixsmith. Around the horn they go. Page for 3, and it's halfway in and then ends up in as well. So 3-0, Baruch with the early lead.
Nice offensive set that time by Baruch. Very patient, ended up getting the basket to fall.
Schettino goes for the Dolphins, drops off to Bracic. Down low to Murphy. Working inside to Brocic, long range three. It's short, no good. But Baum is there for the putback. His shot was blocked by Alan Villar. And here comes Baruch the other way. Around the horn they go once again. Page back up top to Sixsmith, who's had a majority of the control here for Baruch. Now steps in left side, tried to gain the paint, dropped off to Page. Page looking baseline back over to Sixsmith. Sidesteps Shatino, puts up a short jumper, no good, and the rebound won by Brocic. Shatino now the other way, coming in from the left side. Teardrop jumper in the lane is good, and the Dolphins have their first points. It's 3-2.
Yes, you know, some games, Dave, Shatino looks to score. Some days, he looks to dish off. We'll see how this game goes.
He leads the nation, 9.4 assists per game. Ekekabar controls, drops off to Page. Around the horn they go. Brighty had a touch. Villar back over to Six. Ekekabar, Villar. Top of the arc. Brighty gives inside, baseline Ekekabar, turnaround jumper, it's short, and Brocic picks up his second rebound. Here comes Shatino the other way. Cross-court pass to thought about a three, dribbles in, gains the paint, puts one up, no good, but there is a whistle. It looks like Rossiter will go to the line, and the foul will be on Alan Villar.
Yeah, that was a good play by Rossiter, Dave. He was able to get a little bit of space, drive his way into the paint, couldn't hit the shot, but he did draw the foul, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot two, coming in shooting very well from the free throw line, Dave, at 80%.
Both teams 1 for 3 in the early going from the field. First free throws for either team. First free throw is up and good. Mike, the Dolphins are ranked 25th in the nation in free throws attempted, and they've won their last 12 games when they've shot 25 or more free throws. So one of their calling cards, Mike, is being able to get to the line and get to it early.
Yeah, they're coming in shooting 66% as a team.
And Rossiter hits both and gives the Dolphins their first lead. We are 2 minutes in. The Dolphins up a modest count, 4-3. Dolphins feign press, now back off here as Sixsmith controls. Ekekabar, top of the arc, gives over to Brighty. Page, and back up top to Sixsmith. George Smith Jr. had checked in for Baruch on those free throws, so he's now in. Ekekabar turns around, faced goal, now drops off to Smith. Smith Jr., nice turnaround look, and his shot is short, and Shatino picks up his first rebound. Shatino stops and starts, now backpedals, sees Baum baseline, sidesteps Ekekabar. He puts up a short jumper, no good. Wanted contact, and instead it was Brighty who controls. Sixsmith's pass was interrupted partially. Page gets it back, drops over to Sixsmith, 20 on the shot. Sixsmith barking out signals now, drops off to Brighty. Brighty to Smith. Smith, left-handed dribble, drops off to Sixsmith. Inside give. Beautiful pass by Sixsmith, but it's off the fingertips of Smith Jr. and out of play.
You know, Dave, Baruch was able to hit their first shot of the game. It was a three-pointer. They missed their last three, and now a turnover on that last possession gives the Dolphins the ball on a mini 4-0 run.
Yeah, so the Dolphins now looking to extend their first lead of the game. Shatino now finds himself on the baseline. Works himself back up to the top of the arc. It's against Bryler Page. Brocic faked the shot, drives in baseline, gives it over to Rossiter. Rossiter able to sidestep right side. His layup no good, but the putback is good.
Yeah, Rossiter's been more effective scoring as the season has gone to the latest stages, Dave, and he gets another basket there for the Dolphins.
So Sixsmith, once again, that left-handed dribble, working left, drops off to Brighty. Brighty bounce pass to Ekekabar, thought about a shot, now gains the paint. Cross-court pass to Sixsmith, he's stuck in the corner, drops off to Smith Jr. Up top, Ekekabar, he could shoot from there. Puts up a long jumper, nothing but net. And Baruch is down by one.
Yeah, that was a nice jump shot that time by Ekekabar. Dolphins continue to play good defense here early in this first half.
Shatino drops off to Baum. Baum, inside give to Murphy, off the glass and in.
Yeah, Kevon Murphy, one of the better shooters in the CUNYAC conference, coming in shooting 56% from the floor.
8-5, Dolphins in control. Pass up top, Brighty. Page, He spots up a long, I checked, that was a 3, not a long 2. Missed it. Baum ends up with the rebound, and here comes CSI looking to run the other way. Shatino spots up for 3, no good, too strong, and Ekekabar is there. Now Baruch looking to run the other way. Ekekabar, second on the team in 3-pointers. Gives it off to Sixsmith, tried to bounce it off, goes off the leg of Rossiter, and another turnover here for the Bearcats. Dolphins go the other way. Shatino looking for help. Bracich, long-range 3, it's good.
And that was a long-range 3, Dave, as head coach John Alisi has seen enough. He'll take a timeout, and we should mention, Dave, a 30-second timeout. Let's keep it right here. John Alisi picking up his 100th win in that game against John Jay to open the CUNYAC tournament for Baruch.
And a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and let you know that this timeout is sponsored by the Army ROTC. The U.S. Army, there's no greater place to start toward a strong future than U.S. Army ROTC. For more information, visit goarmy.com/ROTC. We want to thank Army ROTC, presenting sponsor of the 2017 CUNYAC Men's Basketball Championship Tournament. Mike, the Dolphins found themselves down here, 3-0 in the early going. Since then, an 11-2 run, like you mentioned, and let's see what Baruch can do following that quick 30-second timeout.
Yeah, a couple of very positive things for the Dolphins. Bracich hitting that 3-point shot, and the Dolphins playing very strong defense here through the first 5 minutes.
Christian Taylor has come in for the Dolphins, and as we mentioned, Doyen Isaac in for Baruch. That shot was taken by another substitution, William Sixsmith. No good. Dolphins the other way. Rossiter gives back to Shatino. Up top, Taylor. He has to backpedal, working against Isaac. Baum, Rossiter around the horn. Shatino got bumped by Bryler Page. And for Baruch, this will be their second personal foul.
Interesting substitution by the Dolphins early in the game, Dave, as Christian Taylor comes into the game. And, you know, Coach Petosa tends to shorten up the bench, Dave, as we get into these championship games. Interesting, Christian, the first player off the bench for the Dolphins.
And Alex Matina has checked in for Baruch. But, yeah, Mike, and that comes on the heels of Bracich's long 3-pointer, too. But that is the only Dolphin sub, as Baruch has now brought in a few new players. Shatino looking to pop in against Isaac. Gives off to Rossiter. 15 on the shot clock. Shatino, a long range 2. No good off the front end. Christian Taylor with the rebound, but he's fumbling around with it. Can't control. And it's finally won by George Smith Jr. So Baruch now the other way. Open for the 3. It's good. Rattling home. William Sixsmith hits for the Bearcats.
Yeah, the only have 3 baskets, Dave, but 2 of them are from the 3-point line, and they made it a 3-point game.
And Sixsmith leads the team with 55 3-pointers. He is deadly from that range, 44%. Rossiter up top to Baum, and he gives to Shatino. 15 on the shot clock. Dolphins really haven't been getting the ball inside Mike that much, as we have single digits on the shot clock. Shatino cross court to Baum. Baum puts it in the paint, off the glass, no good, and the rebound won by Smith Jr.
Baum now 0 for 3, Dave. He came in shooting 54% from the floor, and that should be Baruch basketball with 23 remaining on the shot clock.
One of the first touches for Doyen Isaac, who now comes off the bench for the Bearcats. Second on the team in scoring, 12.9 points per game. And that will give down low, and that was blocked by Rossiter off the would-be putback by Matina, who got the inbounds pass. Nice job by Matina to get position, but Rossiter finished the play. Sixsmith up top to Ekekabar. He's barking out signals, wants a screen, drops up to Doyen Isaac. He misses, and it's going to be a foul. Looks like against Ekekabar, who was over the back of Khalik Baum.
Yeah, and Ekekabar didn't like the call, but he'll get called for the foul nonetheless. That will be his first, the third team foul for the Bearcats, so the Dolphins will inbound. But first we'll have a couple of substitutions for CSI.
Big minutes now for Jade Spencer as he comes in replacing Baum. And Bracich has come back in. He replaces Rossiter. Baruch still goes with Isaac, Ekekabar, Smith Jr., Matina, and Sixsmith. Inside give to Murphy, off the glass and in.
Yeah, Murphy, very efficient offensive player for the Dolphins now, 4 points on 2 for 2 shooting.
And a patient layup by Murphy with 2 defenders bearing down. Isaac gives up top to Matina. Matina looked Isaac's way, now drops off to William Sixsmith. Ekabar from the free throw line, spin move in the paint. Jumper no good, short, and Murphy grabs the rebound.
Yeah, Ekabar, I believe now 1 for 3, Dave, from the field.
So Dolphins control. Taylor to Shatino. Shatino looking for Taylor underneath. Beautiful pass. And Taylor's interrupted by Ekabar. That's his second.
Yeah, that's a huge foul, Dave, on Ekabar as he picks up his second here quickly. Taylor a little frustrated not completing the three-point play, but flashed beautifully to the basket that time. Got the feed and will now go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Taylor coming in, shooting 65% from the line for the Dolphins.
And he makes that one. As we have now a 6-point CSI lead, 14-8. And it's one of the things that the coaches like about Christian Taylor, Mike, is that like Shatino, able to get inside and get to the free throw line. Second free throw is up and good.
Just wanted to mention, Dave, Ekabar checking out of the game. Alan Villar coming in to replace him, so he goes to the bench with 12-13 left in the first half.
And he goes to the bench, more importantly, with just 2 points here in the first 8 minutes. Matina slides inside, gives over to now Sixsmith from deep long range, no good, and Shatino is able to elevate the rebound. Waits for teammates, back pedals, gives over to Murphy. Murphy mishandled, able to get it back. Big pass up top, and this will be a backcourt violation as that was a sloppy play by Murphy all around. Had trouble collecting the pass and then released too strong.
Yeah, so the Dolphins will commit the turnover there, Dave, on that play, and that will be their second turnover here in the first half.
Both teams with 2. Baruch had a couple of early turnovers. CSI since then with the last 2. Isaac will control the inbounds pass. Villar. Back over to Isaac. William Sixsmith. The big three-point shooter drops off to Villar. Down low, wants to take it inside. Up over Dolphins. Back off the glass is too strong. Spencer with the rebound. Shatino, nice move, drops off to Baruch for 3. No good, too strong. Errant rebound ends up in the hands of Isaac. Isaac being forced to the right side, has to step out. Sixsmith thought about a 3, drops off to Isaac. Isaac, baseline 3, no good. And Baruch gets the rebound. Here's to the other way. Shatino off the glass, no good, and we have a foul, a late whistle. Baruch doesn't like it. Their bench up in arms.
Yeah, a little frustrated with the call, Dave. You know, it was kind of a play that could have gone either way. So Bearcats a little frustrated. They're also probably frustrated with the fact, Dave, that that's their 5th team foul, and the Dolphins have yet to be called for a foul. But nonetheless, Shatino will go to the free throw line here for the Dolphins to shoot 2. They lead by 7, just under 11 minutes to go.
Right-handed release for Shatino, no good. Dolphins missed their first free throw. 4 for 5 now from the line as Khalik Baum will check in, replacing Murphy. One more for Shatino. Vincent DeCunto is getting set in to replace. Second free throw, no good. He missed both ends, and here comes Baruch the other way. Dolphins 4 of 6 from the free throw line to start things out. Baruch yet to get there. Doyen Isaac, bounce pass to Sixsmith. Up top to Villar. Back to Isaac. Penetrates, long 2-pointer, no good, off the side of the rim, and Baum collects the rebound.
Dolphins continue to play very good defense now, Dave. The Bearcats 3 of 14 from the floor.
Third rebound for Baum as well. Dolphins are out rebounding Baruch 14-7. Inside, give beautiful pass to Baum, who tried to get it over to Spencer. Tipped out by Baruch. Shatino will go to the bench. He will be replaced by DeCunto. So Shatino in the early going, 1 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from the line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. A very modest stat line over the first 10 minutes.
Sorry, Dave. Coach Petosa giving each of the Dolphin starters a quick break here early in the first half.
Taylor will control the point now, drops over to DeCunto, back to Taylor. 10 on the shot clock. Taylor gets the dribble down, penetrates inside, try to get one over to Spencer, was interrupted, and here comes Baruch the other way. Sixsmith controlling, hands it right off to Isaac. Isaac being given space, tries to penetrate, drops off for William Sixsmith. He gets to the top of the arc, thought about a three, gives up instead to Page. Bounce pass inside to Villar, no good. But CSI is going to be whistled for their first foul, undoubtedly, against Khalid Baum.
So the Dolphins will pick up their first foul. And Villar to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Bearcats. Villar, a 61% free throw shooter, as the Bearcats try to cut into that 7-point.
First shot, too strong, as Baruch, who is shooting just 3 of 15 from the floor. Second free throw, no good as it rattles around, and Baum collects the rebound.
So both teams miss a pair of free throws in their last opportunities.
Brocic controls. Spin move and a pass intercepted by Isaac. Baruch making it tough for the Dolphins to get inside. Sixsmith spots up for 3. He missed that one, way off. Smith with the rebound. Now Isaac. Feed inside to Villar, but there to break things up was Jade Spencer with the emphatic block.
Yeah, it was beautiful weak side defense that time by Spencer, sticking with the play and coming from behind to make the block.
Mike, we saw the women's game against Lehman, the long stretches where neither team, they're shooting just 20% here in the early stages, as we have a sidestep layup by Villar, cuts the lead to 5, and he will go to the line to try and complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, the Dolphins a little frustrated with that call, but a nice play that time by Villar using his size and strength. He's probably the biggest player out on the floor, Dave, to lay that one up and in, and an opportunity to. He misses the free throw.
His third straight miss.
Villar picks up his second foul as well.
Baum looking for his first points of the game, and he has it. Dolphins are now 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Murphy checks in, Spencer out. Good quality couple of minutes for Spencer, especially defensively, as Baum tries to re-give the Dolphins a 7-point lead. Bends at the knees. A second try goes in off the back of the rim. Dolphins lead 17-10 here. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Baruch had the
have a 17-point lead and are looking for more, as Stephen Flagg is going to check into the game for the Dolphins for the first time. So Dolphins really got to be happy, Dave, with the way they're playing defense, holding Baruch to 6 of 26 from the field.
Yeah, Baruch shooting just 23%. The Dolphins shooting now 48% after a slow start on their own right. DeCunto bounce pass to Schettino. Dolphins have 13 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Baum. To Flagg. Flagg drives in. 6-foot jumper. No good. Offensive foul on Flagg. That'll be the Dolphins' 7th turnover of the first half.
And, Steven just checking into the game, trying to make something happen, but you got to let the offense flow within the offense, Dave. And, Schettino just having a word with Steven, as the Baruch will have the basketball off the Dolphin turnover. Dolphins playing extremely well, Dave, and leading by 17.
Yeah, with 3:30 left, Mike, in the half, if you're Baruch, you're thinking, let's get this down to at least 10 at the break. Let's chop into this lead. And if you're CSI, you're thinking, keep your foot on the gas as we get another turnover. And William Sixsmith with no choice but to foul Schettino, who is going to be unimpeded. But if you're the Dolphins, you're looking, hey, this is a perfect chance to go up at halftime by close to 20. And that would be just a commanding control of this game. Schettino will go to the line. He's 2 for 4 from the stripe as Brocic checks back in to replace Flagg.
Yeah, and Sixsmith will pick up his second foul there, Dave. Not a bad play as percentages go, as it forces Schettino to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1.
No good for Schettino, as that was halfway in, but rims out. So Schettino now just 2 of 5 from the free throw line. William Sixsmith drives inside, drops to Ekekabar. Sixsmith gets it again. He can release from here. Drop pass to Ekekabar, working inside. Jack Sixsmith. Single digits on the shot clock remaining. Jack Sixsmith goes all the way in, blocked by Murphy and collected by Brocic. Another great defensive interior play. Inside give to Murphy from Schettino. And the Dolphins expand their lead, now the biggest, 19 points.
Yeah, you're waiting for that first beautiful Schettino assist, and there it was, Dave, a look-away pass for the layup.
Errant pass, almost stolen by Baum. Instead, Baruch controls. Three-pointer by Brighty, no good. Too strong off the back iron, and DeCunto collects. Big trip down the floor here with 2:30 to go. Schettino, spin move, finds DeCunto in the corner, back up top, Schettino. To the free throw line of Baum, around the horn, Bracic, down low to Murphy. Murphy working on Smith, drives inside off the glass, no good. Smith with the rebound. Murphy wanted a foul, still pleading his case. Sixsmith gives over to Smith. Might have gotten away with a travel there, Mike, as Sixsmith drives in, drops off to William Sixsmith for three, money.
And Baruch needed that badly, Dave, as they cut the lead down to 16 and a minute 54 remaining. You want to finish this first half out strong here, Dave. Dolphins need a good offensive possession.
1:45 remaining in the first half. That was a big basket by William Sixsmith, his 57th three-pointer of the season. Schettino, cross court, DeCunto to Schettino, left open, down low Murphy. Murphy side spins against Smith, beautiful inside move. And the Dolphins back up by 18.
Yeah, Murphy continuing his efficient offense for the Dolphins, Dave. 4 of 5 from the field, 8 points.
Well, he leads the Dolphins in that category. Jack Sixsmith off the glass, too strong, tipping around. Murphy collects.
Beautiful one-handed rebound that time from Kavan, first hitting the layup, then coming back on the defensive end with a big rebound.
Second rebound for Murphy in the game. As we approach 1 minute to play here in the first half, a quick moving half. Bracic, DeCunto, Schettino working against the zone, down low to Murphy. Had trouble collecting. Inside give to Bracic, he blew the layup, but the long rebound ends up to DeCunto. 20-second differential between the shot and game clock.
Sorry, Dave, a nice hustle play by the Dolphins, missing the layup, but coming back to grab the offensive rebound, keeping their feet on the pedal despite the big lead.
Rainbow pass to DeCunto, back up top to Schettino. 14 on the shot clock. Inside give to Murphy, in down low for the jam. CSI with their biggest lead of the game, 20 points. Another sterling pass by Frank Schettino.
Yeah, that's a high percentage shot that time for Murphy, Dave, and the Dolphins' 20-point lead.
6.6 assists for Frank Schettino. Ekabar, who has not had a good first half for Baruch. Gives it off to Brighty. Brighty steps in the lane. Short jumper, no good. Baum with the rebound. Here comes Schettino. Great fake. Puts one up, no good. But Mike, the Dolphins will take a 38-18 lead here at the half.
Yeah, and Schettino tried to bury them with that long three-pointer at the buzzer. But, you know, Dave, the Dolphins coming out and really playing great basketball here tonight. Playing tremendous defense, harassing Ekabar, really making every time he touches the ball an adventure, hands reaching in on him from all sides. He's just 1 of 5 from the field. Baruch just 7 of 30 from the field, and the Dolphins go into halftime with a 20-point lead.
All right, so we will step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will have some halftime statistics for you and break down the first half. CSI all over Baruch, 38-18 here at the half. Stay with us. You are watching coverage of the CUNYAC Athletic Conference Tournament and CSI Men's Basketball only on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
You make me wear my bike helmet. You taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt. And to follow the swimming rules. You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet, shoebox, under the bed, where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. emergency plan today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Na 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 na. I love you so. I love you. I love you. La 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 la. La 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
MCU is one of the oldest and largest credit unions in the country. CUNY students and faculty are all eligible to join MCU and experience the benefits and security of credit union membership. For more information, please visit the Municipal Credit Union's website, nymcu.org, and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. We're at halftime here at the Nat Holman Gymnasium. The College of Staten Island looking to make their first appearance in the CUNYAC Finals since the 2013 season. And Dave, it's gone about as well as it could through 20 minutes. The Dolphins going into halftime with a 38-18 lead.
Yeah, Mike, you know, I expected a lot of things. I didn't expect the Dolphins to be up by 20 at halftime, and I certainly didn't think they'd be up by 20, only scoring 38 points in the half and holding a good Baruch offensive team to just 18. Remember that Baruch during the regular season, they lost to the Dolphins twice, but they scored 66 and 82 against the Dolphins respectively. So this is a team that can definitely score points. you know the reasons why when you take a look at the halftime stats, Mike. The bottom line is Baruch just is not shooting the ball well. Now, you can give a lot of credit to the CSI Dolphins defense, especially on the interior. The Dolphins have blocked a number of shots in this game as well. 3 blocks officially, credit to them. But really, Mike, you look at the percentages and you see where Baruch is going wrong.
Yeah, the Dolphins have done a very nice job here defensively and really not allowing Baruch very many uncontested shots. William Sixsmith has been able to hit a couple of three-pointers for the Bearcats here, but overall the Dolphins playing very well defensively and, playing pretty efficiently offensively, Dave. An outrageous first half where they shot at 70% or some, type of unrealistic number. They were 13 of 27, 48% from the field. They did a nice job from the free throw line, going 8 of 11, effective from the three-point line as well. 4 of 10 in that first half, including 2 of 5 from Eden Brachich. So, Dolphins have put themselves in a good position here in the second half, Dave. But, these games have a way of getting themselves close. And, Baruch having a good offense, I'm looking for them to make a run here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, Mike, and also keep in mind a couple of big seasonal statistics. The Dolphins have won their last 12 games to the line 25-plus times. They're 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Conversely, Baruch has only gotten to the line 5 times. They're only 1 of 5 there. So, and when you look at it, prospectively, the Dolphins have scored 8 points from the line. Baruch has only scored 1. So that's an area where the Dolphins have had a lot of success this season. And also when the Dolphins win the rebounding battle, Mike, they're 13-3 when they win the rebounding battle. They're only 6-6 when they, 6-3 when they don't. And the Dolphins, you could see on your screen, have a big rebounding advantage so far. And then you look at a team like Baruch. Baruch, they are 12-1 this season when they win the rebounding war. So this is something to seriously look at, and both teams really need that statistic in their favor. And Mike, when the Bearcats were cutting into that CSI lead, you mentioned it, they were getting a lot of second and third looks at the basket.
Yeah, and Dave, both teams doing a very nice job protecting the basketball. 6 turnovers for Baruch, only 4 for the Dolphins. So Dolphins coming out playing pretty well efficiently. Looking at the statistics here in the first half, Kevon Murphy leading all scorers, 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. He grabbed a couple of rebounds. Frankie Scittino, a nice all-around game for the Dolphins as he's already scored 6 points, Dave, grabbed 5 rebounds and has 7 assists. So he's on his way to a possible another triple-double. And Khalid Baum, although only 1 of 4 from the field, has hit both of his free throws and leads the team in rebounding with 7. So, the Dolphins getting a lot of good play, getting some good bench play here in the first half out of DeCunto, out of Taylor, out of Spencer, getting some very nice production from Robert Rossiter, very efficient offensive production from Rossiter here tonight. And you combine that with the very solid defense that the Dolphins have played, really making Baruch work to get wide open shots, and it adds up to a 20-point halftime lead.
Yeah, and what we were saying in the opening about Frank Scittino, Mike, is that when you look at the first half and you look at the way Baruch played against Scittino, you think, okay, not so bad. They did a pretty good job against him. But then you look at those numbers again, and he's halfway to a triple-double, 7 assists, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Even when you're containing him, he's still putting up some real significant numbers.
Yeah, and what he started to do, especially as we got toward the later stages of that first half, is started to open up the Baruch defense a little bit, a couple of nice look-away passes that led to a couple of very good looks for the Dolphins. So, again, Dave, you come out, you're in a good position, you've given yourself a solid lead, but you certainly have to know that you have another 20 big minutes ahead of you, and the Dolphins need to continue to play the way they did in the first half. And, one other thing, Dave, that I thought the Dolphins did a very nice job in is closing out that first half, not being satisfied with the big lead that they had with 3 minutes remaining, and continuing to play well and hard throughout that first half to build the lead up to 20 going into halftime.
Yeah, Mike, and I think the other thing that they did well as we get ready to take our next break is the job that they did against Chima Ekekabar. This is a guy who, if Frank Scittino wasn't named Player of the Year, Mike, very easily, and my vote would have been for Ekekabar. And the bottom line, Mike, 1 for 5 in the first half, 4 rebounds, all on the defensive end, 1 turnover, no assists, no blocks, no steals. That's about as great a first half defensively on one of the CUNY's premier players, similar to what the women did last night against Amelie Del Rosario, Mike, in neutralizing Lehman's biggest offensive weapon. The Dolphins are doing offensive weapon as well.
Yeah, and Ekekaba picked up 2 quick personals, went to the bench for a couple of minutes, Dave. He did play 15 out of the 20 minutes, but never really did seem to find himself in a groove. I got to give him credit, though, Dave, not trying to force things, passing out of the double team and hitting the open players. But if Baruch is going to have any opportunity of working their way back into this game, you got to think they're going to need much more out of Ekekaba in the second half.
All right, Mike, so what we will do is we will step aside, take a break. When we come back, we will bring you second half action right here. We're about 2 minutes away from half number 2. The Dolphins with a 20-point lead here at the break. When we come back, second half action right here live from CCNY. It's the Dolphins and the Bearcats right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hospital for Special Surgery is where the world comes to get back in the game. The hospital is ranked #1 in the nation for orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report. No wonder hospital
set for half number 2. The Dolphins 20 minutes away and have a 20-point lead they can nurse here. And for Baruch, they need to turn up their offense. Mike, we talked about what happened in the first half. What did head coach John Lee tell his team in the
Baruch's going to need to find a way, Dave, to get more offensive production and try to get the ball inside. They really haven't been that effective doing that in that first half.
Chatino controls for the Dolphins, gives over to Murphy. Murphy's layup too strong, and it's Isaac winning it, and Baruch looking to run. They do take it inside. Brocic, and Rossiter collects the rebound. I don't know if they will officially score that a block, Mike, but if so, that's the Dolphins' 4th of the game. Baum tripped up going underneath. Baruch wanted to travel on the play. Instead, it's going to be on 33, Alan Villar. I believe that'll be his 3rd personal, Mike, and indeed it will be.
It will be, and that's a tough call on Villar as Chatino play. Good break for the Dolphins as they now have a fresh 30-second shot clock.
Villar with just 2 points in the game as well. Brocic left open for 3. Ops inside, gives over to Chatino. 20 on the shot clock. As we come upon the first minute. Isaac the other way, thought about a 3. Penetrates inside. Left-handed dribble, gives over. Now inside, give to Villar. Villar sidesteps, spin move, layup no good. Did a great job to get around Murphy, but could not finish.
Yeah, he did a really great job. Got himself right up to the rim, Dave, but just couldn't finish. Both teams 0 for 2 to start here in the second half.
It's okay for CSI as long as Baruch continues to miss. Brocic puts one up immediately, no good. That was way short, and Villar collects the rebound.
Yeah, that time Eden really didn't have his feet under him, Dave, off balance when he took that jump shot.
Page, right-handed dribble, gaining inside, locked up with Brocic. Ball goes out of bounds. Baruch will have 20 seconds on the shot clock. We're a minute and 42 seconds in. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, Dave, I was just going to say nobody has scored a point yet here through nearly 2 minutes.
And an easy layup that time for Isaac, who was able to get some separation from Rossiter. But Isaac, another one of those players, Mike, who needs to get moving. That's his first points of the game. Shatino off the glass, no good. Another rush shot for the Dolphins. Bryler Page looking down the court. Three-point attempt by Brighty. And Baruch is back in business.
Yeah, 5-0 run to start the half here, Dave, as the Bearcats come out fast and make it a 15-point game. And Coach Petosa has seen enough, and he's going to want to take a timeout as he doesn't like the way the Dolphins.
125 years and offers a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your valid CUNY ID upon your purchase. You got to go to Moe's. So, Mike, Baruch, 5-0 run like you mentioned, and Mike, 5 points off of 2 really rushed CSI shots.
Yeah, and the Dolphins 0 for 4 here shooting in the second half, Dave. And, that's how quickly things can turn around. Both teams go a minute and 45 seconds, neither team able to score. But just like that, Baruch hits 2 baskets in a row and have cut the Dolphin lead down to 15.
The Dolphins will have possession here after the 30-second timeout. Rossiter looks backcourt to Bracic. Bracic sheds Isaac. Finds Baum. Baum hands off to Shatino. 15 on the shot clock. Shatino now, right hand, left hand. Looks inside, finds Murphy. Spin move, off the glass, short, no good. Villar with the rebound.
Yeah, and Murphy felt he was fouled, but the officials have been letting a lot go.
Brighty, another no good, missed it badly.
So they got to forget about worrying about the fouls, Dave, and start playing physical basketball.
Absolutely, Mike, good point. Shatino controls and throws that one away to Rossiter as the Dolphins now have not scored in the opening 2:52 here of the second half.
Yeah, and Dave, this is something we've seen out of this Dolphin team. There have been patches of time where they've really struggled to score over long periods of time in both the first and second halves of the game. Let's see if they can get their offense stabilized here in the second half.
Isaac gives over to Villar, long range 2, no good. Here, 24 minutes in. Shatino sidesteps, goes right, decides to pass across his body. He gets it back, baseline, opts out of the 3, looks to dish inside. The pass was interrupted and broken up by Villar. And here comes Isaac the other way. Drops off, Ekabar penetrating inside, gets the layup and the foul.
Yeah. Once again, Dave, the Dolphins not making the solid play inside. They turn the ball over, and, you're only going to keep Ekabar down for so long as the Dolphins unable to score here. Baruch in the middle of a 7-0 run to start this second half, and they've cut the lead down to 13.
Throw shooter, 82%. The one player you don't want to put on the free throw line if you're the Dolphins. Ekabar's shot is up. It's good. And we have a 12-point. So just like that, the Dolphins have the biggest lead of the game, 20 points at the half. And now in 3 minutes and 36 seconds, CSI now only up 12, an 8-0 run here to start the second half. And Baruch is pressing. Shatino controls. Gets it over the timeline. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Rossiter. Penetrates inside. Gets one up. No good. Rebound won again by Rossiter. Puts one right back up off the glass and in.
So Rossiter, who had some big points for the Dolphins in that first half, get a big basket to get them on the board 4 minutes into the second half.
Second on the team now with 9 points is Rossiter. Ekabar found it towards the baseline. Driving in. He walked. Got away with it. Isaac with the 3-point attempt. No good. Rossiter controls. That was blatant. That was blatant, Mike. I don't usually say those too often, but that was a clear walk. Shatino controls. Crossover dribble. Working on Isaac. Now works left side. Drops off to Murphy. Long range 2. It's good.
So Murphy stepping outside, hitting his first outside shot of the game. Dolphins have scored the last 4.
Isaac now controls. Right sideline. Spots up. 3-point range. Opts out. Bryler Page straight off the arc. Goes left, fakes right, goes right again. Ekabar for 3, no good off the back iron. Elevating is Bracic, and he punches it over to Shatino. Here comes CSI down the other way. Great bounce pass to Murphy. Off the glass and in.
Yeah, Kevon Murphy scoring the last 4 for the Dolphins as the Dolphins open this one back up to 18 with a 6-0 run.
Shatino now with 9 assists. Here comes Isaac. Gives off to Page. Dolphins on a 6-0 run, looking for another big stop. Page buried in the corner. Finds Sixsmith up top. Long range threat. Drives inside off of Brocic. And it's off the Dolphins. Kick ball is whistled. 15 is on the shot clock.
Yeah, Dolphins were hoping for the travel on the play. Instead, it'll be ruled the kick ball, so it'll be backhand basketball with 15 on the shot clock.
I think Baruch got fortunate on that play, Mike. Not even so much for the non-travel call, but Sixsmith's pass was just rather errant, kind of just throwing it into space. Here's Bryler Page, a rainbowing three-pointer, no good, off the front iron. Baum with the rebound. That's his 9th. And here comes Shatino now. Racing down center court, 20 on the shot clock. We are 6 minutes into the second half. Rossiter in the corner, now driving. Bounce pass to Murphy. Baseline, at the lip of the paint, turns around. Short jumper is good.
Yeah, Kevon really coming up big for the Dolphins now, been their best offensive player. Now 8 of 11 from the field, 16 points.
And he is the only player with Rossiter who is shooting over 50% from the field. He's 7 of 10. Isaac penetrates, left side, drops over to Bridie. Bridie gets it back in the paint. Drop pass to Akekabar. Reverse layup. No good. CSI almost put it right in, but Murphy is able to collect the rebound.
Yeah, and Baruch was able to cut this down to a 38-26 game, a 12-point Dolphin lead, but Dolphins have scored the last 8 to make it 20 once again.
Yeah, Baruch scored the first 8 of the half. CSI scored the last 8. Oh, Baum looked like he was hit on the hands. Instead, his layup no good. Pass to Sixsmith. Three-pointer is good.
And the Bearcats needed that one desperately, Dave, to stop that Dolphin run and get back to within 17.
So we have a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout, Mike.
Today's championships are also brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi is the official of the CUNY Athletic Conference. So, Dave, 13 minutes, 13 seconds remaining, and the Dolphins leading 46-29. And, you know, Baruch came out fast in that first half. Dolphins were able to answer. Big three-pointer, though, by the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, both teams have been able to answer each other's runs. First, it was Baruch getting out to an 8-0 run to start the second half, and the Dolphins did a nice job. Kevon Murphy on the inside, and Shatino with some pretty passing underneath to break up their run, and then CSI on an 8-0 run, broken up by Sixsmith. And Mike, the Dolphins a little bit unfortunate because Baum thought he was hit down low, a layup that could have possibly put CSI up 22. Instead, Baruch converts a 3 the other way, and just like that, it's a 5-point swing, and the Dolphins are up by 17.
And Khalid is 1 of 6 from the field, Dave, as we're going to have a whistle and a hold in the backcourt called against the Bearcats, and that's going to be against Alex Matina. But I think Khalid, who's 1 of 6 from the field, has been on the floor 5 of those shots, Dave.
Yeah, he does have 9 rebounds. There's a nice spot. Shatino underneath, putting it up. Jade Spencer with a second effort, no good. And it will be Isaac with the rebound. It was Spencer who came in for Murphy, who gets a blow. Matina controls, right hand, ducks into the paint, blocked and swatted by Spencer. The Dolphins unofficially with now 7 block shots in the game.
Yeah, big defensive effort that time by CSI.
Check that. That was their 4th block. They didn't register a block on the trip down, but that was an emphatic one for Spencer. As we have 12 and a half remaining in the second. 10 on the shot clock. Shatino, cross court, Rossiter for 3, no good. And we have a foul whistled against Matina, who shoved Shatino. And the Dolphins will have themselves another chance here as the Kunto reports in replacing Rossiter.
Yeah, so Matina picks up 2 fouls in less than a minute, and that will give the Dolphins a fresh 30-second shot clock with 12 minutes and 27 seconds remaining. And, you know, Dave, if you're the Dolphins right here, you want to just get good looks at the basket. Efficient basketball, no turnovers.
Edin Brocic will receive the inbounds pass from his own side of the court. Drops off to DeCunto. Hands off to Shatino. Shatino now works right side against Page, finding Bracic. Bracic thought about a three, opts out, and CSI resets the offense. Shatino finds Bracic in the corner for three. It's good.
Yeah, and you know, Dave, we've said it for years. When Eden Bracic hits his three-pointers, this CSI team is different offensively. The lead back to 20.
Villar controls at the top of the arc. Spencer all over him. Smith delivers from three. No good. Bracic with the rebound, and Shatino now holds the phone.
And Baruch needs to be efficient offensively here, trying to work their way back from a big 20-point deficit, now under 11:40 remaining.
Credit to the Dolphins for responding both times. Baruch has tried to cut into this 20-point halftime edge. We're 8.5 minutes into the second. DeCunto open in the corner for three. No good. An air ball. Shatino gets the rebound, puts it up. No good. And Bryler Page scores the rebound. Uncanny miss there by DeCunto. Shatino had a chance. And this is Smith. Long-range threat. Bounce pass off of CSI as Spencer might have interrupted the pass to Ekekabar. And again, Mike Ekekabar, 5 points, 1 for 3 in this half, but not a lot of offensive touches for Chima.
Yeah, you know, Dolphins doing a good job, and, you know, every time he touches the ball, you have the guard swinging at him and swiping at the basketball as well as he gets it once again.
And here he is opting out once again to Smith. Smith works it around to Page. Page drops off to Ekekabar. He's interrupted by Shatino, and a steal by the senior. Here comes CSI the other way. DeCunto off the glass, and it's in.
Yeah, you know, once again, Dave, this time Shatino swiping the ball away from Ekekabar. The Dolphins have their biggest lead of the game.
22 points. It is indeed their biggest of the game. And the Dolphins are on a 15-3 run. There's a shot by Ekekabar blocked by Spencer, but the offensive rebound, Villar. Isaac penetrates inside, drops off to Page for three. It's good.
Yeah, and you know, Baruch's going to have any chance of getting back into this game. They're going to need some of that shooting as they are able to cut the lead down to 19.
We are approached the halfway mark of the second half. The Dolphins want to talk things over as they will take a timeout. It will be a full timeout. So, Mike, we will step aside, take a break. When we come back, more second half action. 10-13 remaining in the second half. The Dolphins lead 51-32. Stay with us. You're watching CSI Men's Basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. Welcome back here to the Nat Holman Gymnasium on the campus of City College of New York. Neutral site, CUNY semifinal matchup between the Dolphins and the Bearcats. CSI up by 19. They were up 20 at the half, have led by as many as 22. Baum drops off to Shatino. 10:05 remaining in regulation time. Shatino continues to control. Rossiter, who checked back in, has possession. Top of the arc, DeCunto. 6 on the shot clock. Spencer, free throw jumper, no good, too strong. Baum with the rebound. Putback was blocked, but collected by the Dolphins.
Yeah, and that's a big play by the Dolphins.
And Spencer inside, the give from Shatino. And for Frank Shatino, that is his 11th assist.
And the Dolphins had the ball for about 36 seconds on that possession day before the Spencer layup.
So Shatino held relatively in check scoring-wise, just 6 points. As Page goes up for three, no good. He was fouled by Rossiter. so he'll go to the line for 3. But, Mike, I was saying Schettino held pretty much in check scoring-wise, just 6 points, and he's only taken, he's taken 9 shots, 0 for 4 in this half. But the assists right now and his ability to distribute has really been a big difference.
Yeah, you know, Dave, the way the Dolphins are scoring in this half, they don't need Schettino to score. They need him to distribute the basketball, and he's done just that, as he has 10 assists in addition to 7 rebounds in this game. And, you know, that's what Schettino does. He fills up several areas in the box score. He also leads the team in steals with 3.
Page misses the second of 3. He did make the first. Christian Taylor has returned. He replaces Rossiter, who picked up his 3rd foul.
Baruch now just 2 of 7 from the free throw line, Dave, and obviously down big in the second half. You can't afford free throw misses.
Yeah, actually, Mike, officially now 4 of 9 from the free throw line, so still below 50% in that area. And when you mix in the fact that they're only 26% from the field, well, you get a pretty good idea of why they're down by 19.
And one of the things that you got to like, Dave, is the way the Dolphins have been running shot clock now on every possession.
8 seconds now left. Schettino finds Taylor in the corner, long 2, no good. Ball is loose, but last touch by Baum. So Baruch will have another chance to cut into the CSI lead with 9:02 remaining.
Yeah, so the Dolphins couldn't get the basket on that possession, Dave, but they did run a good 24 seconds off the shot clock, and Kevon Murphy, the Dolphins' leading scorer tonight, checks back into the game.
Isaac is letting the ball slowly dribble in, and that's when it will start. 9 minutes remaining in regulation. Baruch's got a long way to make up here, 19 points. But it has to start now. Ekekabar driving inside, he travels.
Wow, and that's 2 consecutive turnovers for Ekekabar as the Dolphins continue to frustrate Chima here tonight, and the Dolphins will get to inbound the basketball.
2 for 9 from the field, 1 for 1 from the line. 5 rebounds, 5 points for Ekekabar. He's also turned the ball over 3 times. CSI will take that line. Bounce pass inside, broken up as 2 Baruch Bearcats were there. Ekekabar will earn the steal.
Yeah, and that's not the pass the Dolphins are looking for, Dave.
Bounce pass inside to Isaac, but he's going to get called for an offensive foul as he used too much shoulder that time. And, Mike, the defensive game that Jade Spencer's playing has been off the charts here, the freshman here for CSI.
Yeah, you know, that's at least the 3rd or 4th very good defensive play he's made here, and, you know, another turnover that the Bearcats can't afford.
So CSI up by 19 with 8:20 now to go. Baruch with 2 opponents, the Dolphins end the clock. And if CSI could start putting in some baskets, they're going to be in pretty good shape as that pass by Schettino is off the fingertips of the Baruch defense. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Bracic returns for Taylor.
And, you know, Coach Petosa doing a nice job here tonight, Dave, just giving the starters just enough time to stay very fresh here throughout the game.
So CSI now with 10 on the shot clock, just now get it over half court on the inbound. Schettino in the corner. DeCunto for 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Bracic, but he throws it into the hands of Bryler Page. Page dripping inside, blocked by Spencer, but we're going to have a foul called, and it will go against, I think, Vincent DeCunto, who was trailing on the play.
Yeah, that time DeCunto had the open 3-pointer. He couldn't hit it. A nice job by Bracic to grab the rebound and an opportunity for the Dolphins to run more shot clock, but Ed kind of lost his balance a little bit, David, turned the ball over, which leads to a couple of Bearcat free throws, but they continue to struggle from the line.
Yeah, Mike, the Bearcats now just 4 of 10 from the charity stripe. Page is 3 of 6. His second free throw is good. So Baruch able to dribble the lead down to 18, but it's getting late early. 7:50 remaining in regulation. DeCunto looks left, goes right, finds Schettino. Schettino able to gain the paint. DeCunto up top, Bracic for 3, no good, back iron, and Page gets the rebound. Page, and there's a foul inside against Ekekabar. They'll call it against Spencer or Murphy, take your pick. It will be against Spencer.
Yeah, and that time Baruch had a nice look at a three-pointer, Dave. It looked pretty good, but just off the back rim, and Ekekabar comes back and goes to the free throw line, Dave. And if he could hit both of them here, he could bring Baruch to within 16.
Yeah, and the best part about this for Baruch is that these points are coming with the clock stopped. 7:31 remaining. And this is where Baruch wants to live here the rest of the half, and especially if it's Ekekabar taking the shots. He's 82% for the season. He's 2 for 2 today. The rest of his team is 4 for 10. First one is good, and the second one for Ekekabar is also good. And CSI's lead is now down to 16, 53-37. 7:24 and counting remaining. Chatino controls top of the arc. DeCunto corrals in the pass. 13 on the shot clock. Murphy up top to Bracic with 10. 9 and 8 counting down. Chatino needs some help. Cross court intercepted by Villar. He hands off to Isaac. Isaac spots up for three. It's good. Huge three-pointer for Doyen Isaac. And once again, CSI's lead diminished. Now it's 13 as Isaac will get called for the foul. It's Baruch's 15th foul. They have a couple to give.
Yeah, so the Dolphins will get to inbound the basketball, but, you know, Dolphins need to get back into a little bit of an offensive flow here, Dave. They just had the lead up, you know, to as many as 22 at 51-29. Since then, Baruch has gone on an 11-2 run to make it a 53-40 game.
And Mike, it'll be a full timeout, but let's keep it right here, Mike, just so we could set the stage for what's upcoming here on CSI Sportsnet. We should mention that after this semifinal, a game that we will not bring you is the second half of the CUNY semifinals. That will be number 2 CCNY playing number 3 Lehman College. Lehman disposed of Hunter in their second round game. And Mike, the two winners, obviously the winner of this game and the winner of Lehman CCNY, will meet back here on Friday night at 8:30 p.m. for the men's championship. Mike and I will be here on Friday night at 6 o'clock to bring you the CSI women, the number 3 seed going up against the number 1 seed Brooklyn College Bulldogs. Mike, I'm going old school. They will play at 6 o'clock, women's championship. Mike and I will bring it to you. And then hopefully, if the men can win this game, Mike, we'll be here for a doubleheader with the men's final 8:30. No matter what, Mike, should be 2 exciting games here at CCNY.
Yeah, it certainly should be, Dave, and it's starting to get very exciting here in the second half for the Baruch Bearcats, as they've been able to go on a run here, Dave, an 11-2 run that has taken a 51-29 Dolphin lead and cut it down to 53-40 with 6 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in the second half, and the Dolphins need to get something going offensively, Dave. They've scored just 15 points here in the second half.
Yeah, and the Dolphins really haven't penetrated inside much during this last 11-2 Baruch run. They've opted for some big three-point shots. They've missed them all. And here's another turnover as Chatino is stripped by Isaac. Isaac spots up for three. No good. It's short. Baum with the rebound. That would have been a huge three-pointer.
Yeah, that could have cut the lead down to 10. Instead, Isaac misses the three, and the Dolphins need to run their offense methodically, but try to get a good shot here.
53-40. Rossiter left open for three. It's good.
Yeah, Rossiter's been big all night for the Dolphins, Dave. He now has 12 points, including 3 of 4 from the three-point line.
And a lot of pressure on that shot, too. You left that wide open. Rossiter knew it. Big three-pointer and a big swing in the game with 6 minutes remaining. Ekekabar driving right side, spin move, finds Isaac in the corner over everyone, but Villar is there for Baruch. And there's a short jumper miss, another offensive rebound by Villar, and the putback is good.
Yeah, big third chance opportunity that time for Baruch to make the Dolphin lead 14.
So Chatino now controls. Dolphins up by 14 points with 5:30 to go. Baum from free throw range. The jumper, no good, halfway in and out. Ekekabar controls the rebound. Here comes Baruch looking to run the other way. Ekekabar spots up, free throw jumper, rattles around, no good, and Chatino controls.
Yeah, another big miss that time by Ekekabar as the Dolphins grab the rebound and have the basketball.
8th rebound for Chatino in the game. Chatino, drop jumper, teardrop in the lane. It's good. 58-42. Dolphins with the lead. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Bryler Page steps into the paint. Blocked by Rossiter, and he gets the rebound. Another big block for the Dolphins, who now have 6 in the game. Chatino. 20 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Dolphins, and Chatino knows it. He backpedals out. 4:40 to go in regulation. Chatino barking out controls. Receives the pick. Drives in. Extended jumper. No good. And the rebound won by Ekekabar. Here comes Baruch. They need points. Ekekabar, right-handed dribble. Gets into the lane. Storms in and gets the benefits of the foul call there, as his jumper was nowhere close. I believe that'll go against either Baum or Rossiter.
Yeah, you know, I thought Ekekabar was fouled on the play, Dave, but I thought Baruch getting a little bit of a break, that being ruled in the act of shooting. So Ekekabar gets to go to the free throw line, Dave, and once again an opportunity for the Bearcats to score points. Oh, I'm sorry, they're going to have to inbound the basketball.
Yeah, so the referees take that back, and you're right, Mike. At first I thought they said shooting, but with 4:25 left, Baruch will have a full 30 to work with. Oh, and that inbounds pass goes off the backboard, and the Dolphins are going to get called for a foul.
Boy, that's a tough call there, Dave, on the Dolphins. So the Bearcats will get to inbound the basketball. As that foul was on Murphy, Dave.
Yeah,
I'm
Murphy
sorry.
has. I don't think he shouldn't mind this one, because if it was on Rossiter, that would have been his 4th. Instead, they called it on Murphy. Murphy says, I wasn't even there. But in any event, another fresh 30 for the Dolphins. Bounce pass to Ekekabar, left-handed dribble in the lane, backs up and scores the jumper. And with that jumper, Baruch asks for time. And it looks like we'll see what we'll get here, a 30 or a full. They will take a full. So, Mike, that's our cue. We will step aside when we come back. More second half action. 4:20 left. The Dolphins lead by 14. Stay with us. You're watching CSI Men's Basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function. Reclaim their life.
We are back here where the CSI Dolphins have a 58-44 lead over Baruch College. The CUNYAC Championship Final is at stake. The winner will move on to the final on Friday night at 8:30 p.m. against either Lehman or City College. Dolphins have been leading pretty much since the early stages of the first period. Baruch scored the first 3 points of the game. After that, Dolphins took control. Chatino, with 4:10 remaining in regulation and a 14-point lead, drops off to DeCunto. DeCunto down low, Rossiter back up top. DeCunto, foul called on Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac going to get called for the foul on the outside, and I'm not sure that's the worst thing in the world for Baruch, except the Dolphins will get the fresh 30, but from here on it'll be free throws for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and for Isaac, that's his 3rd personal. As we have 4 minutes to go in regulation, CSI with the fresh 30. DeCunto controls. Dolphins happy to just let the clock roll here, and now with 10 seconds, they start the offense. Chatino drives right side. DeCunto left open for 3, opts out, needs help, finds Chatino. Somebody needs to put up a shot. DeCunto for 3, it's good!
And that could have been the dagger, Dave, as that makes it 17 with 3:25 remaining.
That was a big one. Page drives the baseline. He gets fouled with 3:25 to go. Both teams are in the bonus at this point, so either way, Page is going to the line. For Page, he is 4 of 7 from the free throw line, and I believe he was in the act of shooting here, so he will indeed shoot 2.
And, you know, Dave, the Dolphins haven't gone to the free throw line here in the second half. For Baruch, this will be free throws 9 and 10.
And Page continues to struggle from the line now, just 4 of 8. And Page, for the season, a 69% free throw shooter, one of the better ones on this Bearcats team, just 50% here tonight. Second free throw is good, so he splits the pair. Baruch is down by 16, once again with 3:20 remaining. Alley-oop for Baum, the layup is good.
High risk, high play percentage play for the Dolphins, who get the layup and open the lead back up to 18.
And Schettino now has 12 assists on the evening against only 8 points. Ekabar blocked by Baum, but he puts the putback back in. And the lead is cut down to 16 with 3 minutes to go. And a foul is called. No, actually, 2 players tangled. It's Doyen Isaac and Frank Schettino.
Yeah, and there is going to be a foul on the play, Dave, against the Bearcats. And, you know, again, Dave, with only 2:57 remaining in the game and forcing the Dolphins to go to shoot the front end of a one-on-one, that's probably as high a percentage play as you could get. You know, unfortunately, they put Kevon Murphy at the line, Dave, and Kevon's a pretty good free throw shooter.
And is a 1-and-1 opportunity for Murphy. Ryler Page got called for the foul. It's his second. For Murphy, this will be his first trip to the free throw line tonight. And CSI's first trip of the second half. First is good, so Murphy merits another here, puts the Dolphins back up by 17. They've led by as many as 22. Baruch has gotten it as down as 12 in this half. That was in the early stages.
Big front end make by Murphy, who came in shooting 64% from the line.
Second is good as well, so the Dolphins now as a team shooting 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Good numbers for them. So we have 2:57 to play. Baruch down by 18. So, Mike, at this point in the game, you got to think Baruch needs points every trip down the floor. And even if they hold the Dolphins to no points the rest of the way, they need a lot of points.
Yeah, they're running out of time, as that time Isaac got away with a travel, Dave, as he jumped into the lane and took a step, but they get another foul. And, you know, if you're the Dolphins here, Dave, you really want to stop fouling and stop putting Baruch on the free throw line to stop the clock, because other than Baruch scoring with the clock stopped, you know, the mathematics are starting to get very tough here for the Bearcats with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining and the trailing by 17 points.
Isaac hits the first. He's an 80% free throw shooter. His second free throw is up and good. So that cuts the lead to 16 with no time taken off. So the Dolphins control here with 2:40 to go. Baruch still wants stops, not electing to foul here. Way too early for that. DeCunto controls.
Boy, Dave, I think I'd foul.
Yeah, it's the only problem. Oh, and there's a steal. That's exactly what Baruch wanted. Ryler Page gets stripped, but out of bounds. Last touched by the Dolphins. So Schettino did a nice job of getting back, Mike, but he telegraphed his pass that time. And Schettino guilty of his 6th turnover of the game.
He did, but the clock down to 2:20.
That's right, and what we said, the Dolphins don't necessarily need points when they get down the floor. More so use the clock to their advantage. Brighty walks in, gives off to Page. His shot was blocked by Murphy, and it pinballs around. Last touch by by CSI. It will be Baruch basketball. Tony Petoza doesn't like the call here as he's across from us, just about near half court.
Yeah, he's jumping up and down on the play, but it'll remain Bearcat basketball, 2:14 remaining.
19 on the shot clock as that shot never hit the rim. Page drops up to Ekabar. Ekabar looking for space, drops off to Isaac. Isaac twists inside, and a touch foul called on the perimeter. That'll be against DeCunto. I don't like that call at all, Mike.
Boy, Dave, that's just ridiculous. With 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the game, a game that's been physical all day long, and you're going to call that foul and put Baruch on the free throw line and once again shut the clock off. And, you know, Baruch has been living at the free throw line. This is going to be their 13th and 14th free throws here in the second half.
And Isaac is one of the better free throw shooters, but he misses the first end of a 1-and-1. So now 2 minutes remaining in regulation. The Dolphins are up by 16. It would take a colossal collapse for Baruch to upend CSI at this point, but we've seen some strange things, you and I, Mike, over the years. Here's DeCunto in the corner, ops inside to Murphy. Murphy inside to Baum. Short jumper in the lane is good.
And that's going to shut the door on the Bearcats, Dave, as the Dolphins now lead by 18.
The Dolphins will look to punch their ticket to the championship final. Here's a three-pointer for Sixsmith. It's good, and a timeout immediately taken by Baruch. 67-52 with 1:33 to go. The basket does count, and we're waiting for a call. It will be a full timeout. Mike, we'll keep it here once again. Also let you know, Mike, that we will be back on the air in Sportsnet tomorrow. We have men's volleyball at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. The men's volleyball team picked up their first win of the season this past Monday against Medgar Evers, and their next game will be against Purchase College tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have coverage for you starting at 6:45 p.m. Once again, CSI men's volleyball against Purchase College tomorrow night right here on CSI Sportsnet as we continue our busy week of coverage. No matter what the outcome of this game, Mike and I will be back here on Friday at 6 o'clock. Coverage starts at 5:45 with the pregame show. Might go on a few minutes earlier than that, Mike, to discuss the big championship.
Yeah, and you know, Dave, it's been quite a 24-hour period here for the CSI men's and women's basketball team in a gym that hasn't always been that friendly to the Dolphins. The women coming out and holding Lehman College to single digits in 2 quarters, including just 3 points in 1 quarter, Dave, which I got to think is some type of record. And they punched their ticket to their first CUNYAC championship game since 2006. And the CSI Dolphins a minute and 33 away from their first CUNYAC championship game since 2013.
Actually, Baruch looked like they were looking to foul in the backcourt, and they get stripped. And Ekekabar will control the pass to Isaac. Isaac inside, out of control, does get fouled by DeCunto. So with 1:19 to go, Baruch will get back to the free throw line once again. They are 9 of 13 in this half, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Robert Rossiter.
You know, fortunately for the Dolphins, Baruch is just running out of time as Rossiter is going to foul out, and the Dolphins have a 15-point lead. But, you know, Dave, I think Robert Rossiter might have had his best game as a CSI Dolphin here tonight. First, he scored a couple of big baskets very early in the game. You'll remember that he scored the basket that broke the 8-0 Baruch run to open the second half. And then when Baruch was able to cut the lead down to 13, it was Rossiter that buried the three-pointer in the second half. So Rossiter goes to the bench, finishing with 12 big points, very efficient, 4 of 7 from the field, including 2 of 3 from the three-point line and 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
He also added 8 rebounds for the Dolphins. So a good line there for Robert Rossiter, a first-year sophomore, playing Sinus College. And second free throw is good. So we have a 13-point game here, Mike, as Kavan Murphy will get a trip to the free throw line here with 1:18 to go. And I said that we've seen some crazy things in our time, Mike. We have seen teams come back here in the late stages. This would almost be insurmountable if the Dolphins could make their free throws here. And Kavan Murphy, one of the best at that for the Dolphins. Murphy this season, 64%, but he makes them in bunches. The first of a 1-and-1 is good, and he's made a couple of big ones here for the Dolphins. Murphy leads the Dolphins with 19 points in the game.
Yeah, he made his last 3 here down the stretch, Dave. All 3 field goals coming here or free throws coming here in the second half as he drills 3 of 4, including the front end of 2 1-and-1s.
Dolphins up by 14, 1:10 remaining in regulation. That pass intercepted by Bracic.
Beautiful.
And Baruch needs to foul, and they are missing, and a timeout is called by Vincent DeCunto, and Tony Petoza is livid with Vincent DeCunto saying, "What are you doing?" I don't know that the Dolphins wanted to call a timeout there. DeCunto was a little bit maybe unsure of what the play was supposed to be called. 30-second timeout regardless, Mike, and you could see on your screen Tony Petoza getting in the face of Vincent DeCunto. the Kunto no choice but to smile.
You know, Coach Petosa, 40 minutes of intensity, Dave, not 39 minutes and 56 seconds, as the Dolphins, with their 14-point lead and the basketball, have put themselves in very good position. And, you know, you got to be really excited, Dave, the way the last two nights have gone. And the Dolphins now just a minute and 4 seconds away from going 17-0. And who would have thought that when this season began?
Yeah, unbelievable. It officially won't go as a CUNY win, but it may as well be. And, Mike, you know, we always say it, and you hear it said a lot in NFL football, Mike, how tough it is to beat a team 3 times in the same season. But you really do understand it when you see these teams compete. You know, and that was probably one of the first things that we said, forget about who the Dolphins were playing. Whoever they were going to play, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they play Lehman or if they play CCNY in the final. They're going to have to do the same thing, beat a team 3 times.
Yeah, Dave, and, you know, these are teams, obviously, that the Dolphins have beat in both of the games at home and on the road against both Lehman and CCNY. But these are two super high-quality teams, CCNY getting to play these games on their home floor and finishing with the second seed in the conference. And Lehman College took the Dolphins down to the final buzzer at the Sports and Recreation Center in the final regular season game of the year.
We are inside of a minute to play, and Shatino collects the Bryler Page 3-point miss. Baruch not electing to foul here, as Shatino continues to control, making Baruch run. Bracic back to Shatino, and now he's fouled by Akekabar. So for Shatino, Mike, 13 assists, 10 points, and 10 rebounds. He's got his 5th triple-double of the game, of the season.
You know, he's really done such a great job all year long, Dave. And, you know, we talked a little bit right when the game started. Would this be a game that Shatino needed to score, or would this be a game that Shatino needed to distribute the basketball and rebound? And it turned out to be a game he needed to distribute the ball and rebound, and he did just that, finishing second on the team with 10 rebounds and leading all players with 13 assists here tonight.
And, Mike, don't forget that he missed his first 2 free throws of the game, and since then went on to shoot 5 of 6 before that last miss. So he's made some big free throws as well. Bryler Page for 3. Long rebounds into the hands of Murphy. Baruch will not foul, and that's the best way to play it. 71-54. The Dolphins with an emphatic win here on a court that has not been kind to them in recent years. They have punched their ticket to the CUNY Championship. They'll join the women on Friday night, 8:30 p.m. tip. They'll play either Lehman or City College, and now the question is not whether the Dolphins will be there, it's who they will play in the big game.
Yeah, and, you know, the Dolphins go on and win by 17, Dave, and it's been a long time. You know, we got into those years right in 2011, 2012, and, you know, the team was loaded and, you know, had that great 28-3 year, but couldn't complete the CUNYAC championship. And, you know, they haven't been back to the tournament since then, but they're going to advance here tonight as they go undefeated in regular season play, come out here tonight and win in the semifinal round. So the Dolphins able to do a great job, Dave, and not able to lose a beat after having all that time off in between games.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And, you know, now it's a question of who do the Dolphins play. Either way, it's going to be a big one. They either get Lehman, a team that took them right to the wire at the Sports and Recreation Center. The Dolphins had 2 very close games against them. Or City College, Mike, which I don't care what color jersey the Dolphins are wearing. If City College advances, this is their home court. The Dolphins play a road game in the championship. So either way, a tough test for the Dolphins. We'll see how it all shakes out on Friday night.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. You know, we mentioned the Dolphins beat Lehman by a score of 84-71 in the Bronx on December 9th, and then finished the regular season with a 78-76 win against Lehman. Against CCNY, the Dolphins won on their home court back on December 6th, 83-64, and then came here and won a very tough 78-74 game, Dave, a game that could have gone either way. So I think either way you go on Friday night, the Dolphins are going to face a very tough opponent.
Absolutely, and Mike, we will be there. at City College. Coverage will begin at 5:45 p.m. Pre-game show between the CSI women taking on the Brooklyn College Bulldogs. That is a 3 versus a 1 seed. And then the Dolphins will be there. Don't know who they'll play yet. That game will be decided right now between CCNY and Lehman College. We won't have that for you here on Sportsnet. You can follow the live statistics next semifinal game on CUNYACathletics.com. We want to once again thank all of tonight's participating sponsors: Army ROTC, the Municipal Credit Union MCU, Hospital for Special Surgery, Models, and Pepsi. We thank them for all their support of CUNY Championships year-round. We want to thank the tremendous staff here at the City College of New York, Sebastian Bush, and all the great people here at CCNY. We thank the CUNY Conference, Zach Ivkovich, Michael Sporton, Mike Tully, for all of their tremendous work. Mike, I know that we usually save this for the end of our season, but we got to thank all of the great people at CSI Sportsnet, Joe Foreman, who worked with you yesterday, Michael Cohen, who's been with us all year long on broadcasts. Of course, the great Mishak Alexander doing a lot of our engineering work. Anna Trotter and Bridget Stamberger, our camera crew. It's a small village to make this stuff happen, and we're so happy to bring it to you. And of course, Mike, we get to cap it off. The sweetest season of the year, the sweetest day of the year. We'll be here Friday for 2 games.
Yeah, you know, Dave, and we've never had the opportunity to cover both the men's and women's team in the CUNYAC finals in the same year. So, you know, this is something that's going to be really exciting, Dave. And, you know, both teams going in with real opportunities to emerge as the CUNYAC champions.
And, Mike, I could be wrong, but I believe it was 1984, the last time both the men and the women were in the championship in the same year. And that's saying something for two programs that have been very successful in recent years. It also goes to show how difficult it is to get to the championship. No matter what conference you're playing, no matter what your records, no matter what you're seeding, it's hard to get to that final day, and it's especially sweet when both your teams can get there.
Yeah, you know, it really is. And, you know, for the women and, you know, who have put in so much time and effort and, you know, have gone to the semifinals, finally able to break through and make it into the final round. Just really a fantastic achievement. And then you turn your attention onto the men's side, Dave, after suffering that tough loss in the CUNYAC finals in 2013 and going the last 2 years without a win in the CUNYAC conference, to come out, go lose the CUNYAC Player of the Year, come back, go undefeated in the regular season, and then take on your arch rival Baruch College team and come away with a big victory. A victory, Dave, that, you know, Baruch was able to get the score down to close low double digits, but never really able to get closer. Really a testament to the fine play of this CSI Dolphin team all year long.
Absolutely. So Frank Schettino picks up a triple-double. The Dolphins were led by Kevon Murphy's 19 points. And the Dolphins go on to win. Once again, your final score there on the screen. CSI Dolphins 71 and Baruch College 54. The Dolphins advance to Friday's championship final against either Lehman or CCNY. Mike and I will see you there. For tonight's crew, Anna Trotter, Mike Babuski, I'm David Pizzuto, wishing you all a very good night, and we'll see you here tomorrow night for men's volleyball and Friday night for men's and women's basketball. Thank you for joining us once again on your home for all things College of Staten Island. CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.